Hola, buenos días. Battery exhausted, she says. I'm fucking exhausted. People tuning in thinking I'm bloody Spanish. I'm not Spanish. Mi pene es muy pequeño. Sad that, innit? Sad. Sad but true. Sad but true, as they say in Northern Ireland. Welcome back to the episode, everyone. I think this is the last episode. I thought it was going to be 3. It might be 4. I don't know. There's never a plan. Don't count on me for a plan. Let's see where we are. So the next stage, I've got everything in here tucked in. We've done a fair bit. Look, she's looking juicy. Oof. All we've really got to do here is carve this monstrosity of a neck. So I'm going to take you through that. I think we'll do that in a bit of detail. And then there's lots of detail on this build because I didn't know what to do. So I've put some detail in. Get the old parts tray in shot because you might all fucking buy one because I've spent £1 million on stocking them. Out comes all of this goubage. That's where we are. Got some inserts, got some bits, got to cut some control. I'm not going to do that on camera in this series because I've done it 1 million times. But let's just go through carving one last time and then, yeah, we'll go from there, shall we? To be fair, it's fairly simple and most of you have seen me do it 1 million times. It doesn't change much. I've become a volute man. I love a volute. I'm going to do things a few different ways, but I'm actually looking at getting a long belt sander, which will make life a little bit easier. I'm tempted to make a deadhead sander. If you don't know what one of them is, it's a really cool sander that's modified to take a guitar neck, so you can do a lot of sanding and touching up, Jimmy Savile-esque. Touchy. And get things going that way. So 15mm headstock. I don't think I've got 15mm down the end there. No, I haven't. So I'll have to modify that. To be honest, 15's quite thick anyway. How have you all been? Comment below. Blah, 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 blah. Check that you're subscribed because YouTube unsubscribes people randomly. And even if you think I'm a twat, I appreciate it nonetheless. My volute is always under my nut, which apparently is a medical condition. I like 22mm from my first fret. Now that's chunky. And if you've got a wide neck, that can feel very, very chunky. Not as chunky as that bird you took home from fucking clubbing, Trevor. She was a right brute. I don't like to date women that I couldn't beat in a fight.
15 seconds! Back row, break it.
Some of you might. It might be your thing. I don't know. That's just where my brain is on a Friday morning. That's where our carve is. I like to keep things simple, right? Stay away from it. It's like trifle at 9 PM. Stay away from it. It's not good for you. It goes right on the hips. Where you scallop that, it's up to you. We've taken a fair bit off there. It's going to be approximately 23mm at the 12th. Now the best thing is using SJE's router bits, which you can get SJE tools. I'll put it on the screen here. He's always out of stock of these router bits, so keep an eye out. But they take all of the science out of this. And the best thing is, we can take this to 22mm, take it to 23 if you want, if you're an absolute fucking claw hand. But we could do that, and you can just take it off and feel it. Yeah, that's massive. I don't like it. I'm going to take another mil, wind her up, take another mil off, and just sweeten to taste, which is how I like to live my life. Now we've got that, you can literally just draw on your volute. Don't have to be precise. It's a bit dirty, this wood. It's difficult to see me lines. So this carve is not actually going to be very deep, which means we can route right up to the 14th fret. So I'm going to put a little mark on there. That's where the router bit's going to go to. Then we're going to go halfway along the first so we can start the volute and swoop it down. Simple, really. First thing I've got to do is just cut this rough shape on the bandsaw. We'll just get this chopped out, and then once we've got that, we can get over on the router. I'm going to leave a little bit of this here, this full size bit, so that it's going to sit nice and flat on the table. I'm going to have to prop this up because we've cut this off. I'm going to have to prop this up to a level that I want. So we're just going to have to use some shims and packers. We'll talk about that over there, shall we? Because I've got nothing else to talk about. I'm a boring bastard. I haven't even seen me mates for about 9 years. I just live in this fucking bin. Right, over on shit Soundville, sorry about that. I'm all set up here. Here's my height adjuster for my router. I am set up a good millimetre below that line. You can probably see that. I've spaced the end of this neck up and it is on a slight angle. So because I like a thicker neck, I don't tend to taper the neck so much. So we are about 1.5 millimetres higher at the end. So the neck is going to get, it's going to feel thicker, but if you've got a chunkier neck, you can experiment with all that sort of stuff. Parallel necks are really my sweet spot. I like it quite chunky down the bottom and then not getting too much thicker at the end. But that is up to you. You can do whatever you want. I'm going to get some safety gear on. I'm going to whip through. I'm going to cut through at this level. I can see when the blade is spinning, I can see where the edge of the blade is. It's quite clear. So I'm going to take that up to the edge of the tape on both sides. That's all you got to do. It's not rocket science. And then once you get that far, it's easy. Got to be a bit careful with Limba because it's a little bit soft, which is why a thicker neck is nice. If you like a wizard neck, don't build it with fucking Limba. Right, so I've ended my carving section. Generally, you get a little tiny lip in the middle. It's next to nothing. And that measures in at the first fret at 22.6. It's probably 1 mil or so chunkier. Because I've used a PRS bit, it's very curved. It's going to give me I've got a big lip there. So it means I can manually fake that in as I go. So the PRS bit, when you use it on a thinner neck, it almost feels like you've got no shoulder. It gives a very, very different feel. Much more difficult to round it in. You've got to be very precise. But on a thicker neck, it gives you a lot of scope. But the Fender one works. It goes steeper, quicker. And anyway, they're two very cool bits. SJE Power Tools. And at the 12th, I've got 23.54. So I'm about 3/4 of a mil thicker as I go up, but because it's a thick neck, it doesn't need to get thicker. It will start feeling baseball batty. And a parallel neck will give you a nice feeling on the chords, and it'll feel faster as it goes up because it thins up. It's a weird thing. I'm not the best player in the world, but and I'll make them different every fucking time. It's always an experiment. Now, we've got to start carving. I'll do a speedy uppy with some tunage for that, but I'll just run you through some of the tools I use because people ask. You do ask questions. Some of them are quite good. Card scraper, very useful. At the end, when we start faking this in, you always feel like a little lump and you can come along on the flat with a card scraper, so not how it's intended to be used. And you can almost use it as a planer and it'll just start digging in and it'll just help fake it in. Don't use Le Shinto very often. These, however, are Jean Moustard. Absolutely brilliant. These are at Crimson. Excellent. I prefer these to the Issey Miyake files. Lovely jubbly. They can really get in there. They're very aggressive, but it's a great little file. Now, of course, you can work the worst of it out with a chisel. Watch out for your grain pattern because you can easily take a massive chunk. So go very, very sharp chisel and a pair in action and just go super slow. You could take all day. I'm going to carve this neck in about 45 minutes, probably 20 minutes finish sanding.
You're hard, showing off.
And then another 3 hours actual finish sanding. But yeah, so hour and a half, this will be done, shaped, ready to screw on. However, you can easily take yourself 3 or 4 hours. Don't panic, all right? Just get yourself a bench, get your headphones on, bit of music, podcast, listen to Joe Rogan talk about aliens, whatever you want to do. Take your time, but make sure everything you use is sharp as my wit. Now, recently I've been using... No, I haven't been using them. I've been using a carving disc, all right? This thing's absolutely brilliant. Just very gently, just to take the rough out. But again, one slip, one touch of the shaft, and then you're sanding the whole thing down to get rid of your shaft touchage. That's not good. It is an advantage of putting a thicker neck on, because if you've got 3/4 of a mil, you can sand away, you can do it. But then you've got to be careful you're not sanding scallops and fucking things over. So use this one gingerly just to get rid of the worst. I could go further with it, but I don't tempt fate, but it's a lovely little tool. It's like 30 quid, bang it in your angle grinder. Oh, lovely. Honestly, I can't masturbate without the sound of that on.
Come again? So
let's put my headphones on because my microphone's about to run out of battery, and we'll do a speedy uppy of the carving, and I'll see you back here for, well, essentially a mock-up.
about time I said, don't dread, it's all in your head. Grab a piece of wood by the neck, what the heck in the jiggy jiggy jig? Not too big, plug it into a rig, what the frig? And what about a bit of routing? Not shouting, a little bit of pouting. I'm finding that the binding is winding my mind, and well, that's what I'm finding. If you wanna know how to make a guitar, I'll tell you where to go. Get your ass online, YouTube to my house studio. It's a little bit disconcerting, I'm certain there's a serial killer behind the curtain. Not the best, Fred West, and maybe Dennis Nielsen. You feel me, son? Get a fistful down in the cellar with Joseph Fritzl. Yeah, while chewing on a schnitzel. Hey, be careful, you Janner, when borrowing Peter's hammer. And as it's been widely reported, my battery is fucking exhausted. You wanna know how to make a guitar? I'll tell you where to go. Get your ass online, YouTube to my house studio. If you wanna know how to make a guitar, I'll tell you where to go. Get your ass online, YouTube to my house studio. Walk, 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 walk. If you're into making guitars in your shed, it's about time I said, don't dread, it's all in your head. Grab a piece of wood by the neck, what the heck in a jiggy jiggy jig? Not too big, plug it into a rig, what the frig? And what about a bit of routing? Not shouting, a little bit of pouting. I'm finding that the binding is winding my mind, and well, that's what I'm finding. If you wanna know.
Right, here we are, got all the fans on. It's fucking hot, it's fucking hot. So, I told you, I don't know why I've just picked that up. I told you that I've messed up the filming in the last episode. The continuity is all over the shop on this build. It's finished, it's done. It's been down in the workshop for fucking weeks. Here it is. The Twisted Music Man Limba. It's got waggly bits and all sorts going on. It's got a 5-way super switch. It is raw, it is limber, it is everything I love about wood. We've got a cutout on the back. I've done them in mahogany because I didn't have any limber left. I did, but I used it for something else. We've got a sexy volute on the neck. It's a bit of a squeeze getting the old tuners on that headstock shape, but it worked in the end. Direct mount fucking humbuckers, everything's sprung in. The Wilkinson trem, tuning stability is lovely. We've got a lock-in nut. Everything is banging. What I'm going to do is just give it a quick once over with the old spec-a-rooners. Just make sure that everything's how I want it. And then we'll take it down and give it a demo. Don't normally do setup stuff, do I, in the main videos? But I didn't film putting it together, so I've got to. Get out your gubbins. Check it for rockers. Fuck off, I'm not checking my guitar for rockers. Not on camera anyway, am I a madman?
Yup.
Don't answer that. I've just got back from Denver, Colorado, so hopefully it all went well. Took the family over to meet these boys, Texas Toast. I made them a guitar so that it was the colonies versus colonializers or whatever the fuck it was called. It was a build off, but I made the guitar before I took it. There is a build series coming. Not after this one, it'll be the next one after that, and the last episode is my Colorado trip with the family. Hopefully you'll enjoy that. I left the guitar there so that they can raffle it off for charity, and there will be links and updates for that so you can enter it. Especially if you're in the Americas, you can enter their charity stuff. I'm hell of a good, ain't I? Now, this has got a thick chunk of a neck on it. It's just everything. It's like if you were going to build a wangly guitar for yourself, Paul, how would you build it? And I'll tell you how I'd build it. With a 25.5 scale length. Thought so. That neck's got a tiny bit of a back bow, which is why you should be able to work truss rods, people. That's better. Lovely jubbly. Now we can check our height. I don't need to check my action. I know that that is fucking absolutely banging. I had to mess around with shims. I've not done a lot of locking nuts. It's only my second one. I learned a lot from Mr. Shepherd's Van Halen Strat. So I had to mess around with shims. I've got a new tool from Guitars and Woods. They've sent me some jigs and bits and bobs. Thank you for Guitars and Woods. They're very patient and it takes me a long time. I film things in advance. I've got a new tool for doing scoopy whoopies and nut slots and all that sort of stuff. I will feature it because it's actually very cheap. and fucking brilliant for that particular job. So I will be using that and not doing it on the chop saw next time. But I had to dick around with that to get that correct. Now I've made that adjustment, if we just double check, I should be back 1.43, 1.65. Lovely. Now that is pretty much where I said. Absolutely lovely. It's super satin, this thing. It's sealed up with lots of that shit oil that I paid through. That I've bought some stupid purchases. Mr. Barlow, if you ever watch one of my videos and you want to get in contact and tell me all about putting cashew nut bollock sauce all over guitars, fill your boots, mate, because I couldn't get on with it. It's a fucking nightmare. I'm struggling with Osmo oil as well at the minute on another project. What an absolute tard. But still, never mind. Tell me what you think. Is it lovely? It's all sunk in. I mean, it looks really nice. I love all the routage. Everything's just sat in absolutely beautifully. It intonates perfectly well. Super happy with that. I'll see you downstairs for a demo. And then we'll come up and do a bit of a yappage, because you should stay to the end of my videos. There's an important bit at the end. Right then, folks, this is it. Let's end the video in the corner. Oh, there's nothing untoward on the walls. There might be. Daniel's skeleton. Hello. Here's the three guitars. The purple NF53, the Marlowe Strat prototype. These are both prototype guitars. And then this thing, which is hanging a bit strange. It's had a telly on the racklet and it's gone a bit twisty wonky. That is what is up for grabs. Are we filming everything? I'm filming on 2 cameras because my microphone's on you. There you go. This is a really important one because the profits for this, well, 50% of the profits from the raffle, which the link is down below, are going to go to Man Down. So this is the biggest raffle I've ever done. And Man Down's the charity I'm actually an ambassador for. Fun fact, I actually had a message from Man Down, from the leader, the originator, and he said, mate, this is awesome. Do you want to be an ambassador for Man Down? And I replied, what does that entail? And he replied, fuck knows. Best message I ever had. I think it's fucking hilarious. So 50% of the profits are going to go to Man Down. The message is more important, people, all right? The reason I support Man Down is because I've been in dark places myself. You're in dark places now, some of you watching this, whether you're going through a health issue or a loss issue or depression or whatever, and you're not doing it on your own. So if you need someone like that, there's a group local to you. If you've got a mate who's going through the mill, then for fuck's sake, don't ignore him and think that the problem will go away and I'll ring him in 6 months, because it's a savage way of doing it. You've got to talk to people, you've got to talk to your mates. So this series has been all about that, all right? I love doing the charity bit. We'll do an update in the next series and I'll let you know. We're going to be near 72 grand raised through the channel, which is going to be just astounding. I love it. There's lots of great stuff coming up. The next series after this, what is the next series after this? I think it's Buckethead's Les Paul. Woo! That's an exciting one, isn't it? And then it'll be my Texas Toast fucking Wannabunner winning guitar. I doubt I won. Everything's rigged over in the States, innit? But we'll soon see. Brilliant. See you later, everyone. Love you. Thanks very much. Like and subscribe. Share the videos and hype if you don't like camels. Bye. I don't know where the camel bit came from. Here's a funny clip.
What a fucking loser.